All right, lesson 6. We are going to continue some O declensions. We have 6 new vocabulary words: angelos, anthropos, apostolos, didaskalos, thanatos, kurios. In the first vocabulary word, we have 2 gammas in a row, and this sound is going to change. It's going to sound like an NG, so that gamma is always pronounced like an NG when it comes before the kappa, the gamma, the chi, or the xi. That's just how that is going to be, so we'll digest that information and move on. Now, I do apologize. I am basically going to be reading this chapter pretty much word for word. It's pretty short. I think it is important because we are being introduced to the Greek word for the definite article. And, normally I would assume you would read the chapter before we go over the video. So to continue on, we have nouns in that O declension. Again, that stem is going to end in the omicron. That is why it is part of the O pattern. Generally speaking, these words in the O declension are going to be masculine in gender. And again, that's just a pattern for endings and spellings of words. The Greek language is highly inflected, and so right now we're dealing with masculine gender O declension. Here we have the word ha, and it is the word the. It is the definite article. And we have declined it along with a new vocabulary word because the definite article is considered an adjective and it is going to match our word. This is actually very helpful for us when we're trying to translate the language. I'm going to switch over to my other camera so that I can be pointing at certain things out to you. All right, so we have, again, we've got the stem. It ends in the omicron. Here we have the nominative singular. We are going to notice that the accent is placed on the first of the 3 syllables of this word. Now that's important because as we change the endings, the accent is going to move and we kind of want to understand what is going on. So the acute accent stands on the antepenult in the nominative singular. The ending os is considered short. When we are putting this word into different cases, for example, in the genitive case, we now have a diphthong, and that is considered long. And we're going to go through some of the accent rules shortly, but the acute accent cannot stand on the antepenult when the last syllable is long. So it is going to move over to the vowel in the next syllable, which here is the omega. So when you have an accent starting on the antepenult and the ultima becomes long, it is going to move over. So the acute accent, it can stand on any of the 3 syllables when we begin. It can stand on the antepenult, the penult, or the ultima. However, the acute accent cannot start on the first syllable when the ultima becomes long. The acute accent on the final syllable is changed to the grave when another word immediately follows it without any intervening mark of punctuation. We're not going to really worry about that right now. Just put that on the back burner. Also notice that the definite article in the nominative case, it only has a breathing mark. There is no accent here. There is no accent here. Those are breathing marks. And part of the reason for that is when you have this word with no accent, it is to be pronounced with the following word. So in this case, word order matters a little bit. Okay, so we also have a couple of circumflex accents on the definite article. We've got a circumflex on the end of the diphthong here. We have it over the omega in the plural over here. It is over here in our locative instrumental of dative case as well as over here. And just notice too that the acute accent has turned into the grave in the accusative case here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the lesson on the continuation of the O declension, and we'll get to the exercise and our accent rules.